How you doing, guys? This is Richie. Absolute Wonder Woman number 9. And this is probably my favorite title going these days. Never thought I'd hear myself say that. I never thought I'd be reading a monthly Wonder Woman book. Now, I like some of the old Wonder Woman covers, stuff like that. But I've never, well, actually, that's not true. What was it? Dead Earth was good. So that was the first Wonder Woman story that I actually read. But this is exceptional. Never thought I'd hear myself say that, but that's what it is. So this is Absolute Wonder Woman number 9. I don't know who did this cover. Let's see. That's Hayden Sherman, I really enjoy his artwork. And, hold on, it looks like it's out of focus to me. And it starts off where we left off last time with, who I believe is Poison Ivy. The mist, the green mist that's in this suit. And Wonder Woman's got her high above a building here. And there's all the little metal monsters that she created with the sound of the tetracide that instills fear and hurts people. And she tells her, first things first, turn off your monstrous tetra spiders. And she said, you got to bring me inside. And she throws her inside. I like this suit, man. The way this suit was designed, it's basic, but it just does the trick. I really enjoy it. And we got more of these freaky panel layouts that he does, Hayden Sherman. Man, I think he's one of the, I don't know how old he is or how long he's been in the game, but I've never heard of him before this, or I don't believe I've seen his work. But there's something about it. It's like beautiful in its simplicity and the panel layouts and the design. It just, I enjoy it. So, tells her, knock these things off or back out the window you go. And she's still smashing them in the background. And she says, why is there poison in your suit? It makes no sense unless you are the poison. Did your government do this to you? Not exactly. But they gave you this sound, didn't they? She says, yeah. Unconscionable behavior. That was an ancient monster from another world doing only what it knew how to do. It was not a clever human harnessing dangerous weapons it doesn't understand, only to use them to purposefully hurt fellow citizens. You understand the monster better than you understand humans. That's going to be interesting. So she turns them all off. She goes, where I work in the lowest levels, there's an ancient maze. Because she had told her, hey, listen, I know where you can find another Amazon. And she's dying to meet her own kind. Because don't forget, this version of Wonder Woman grew up in hell on some isle. And she's curious about her, heritage and her people. So she tells her, listen, there's a maze and there's other things trapped down there. Some of them were inside when we discovered it. Others we put in there. Fellow humans or creatures. She says both. And that was my sister, someone you put in the maze or someone that was already there. And she says she was already there. And Wonder Woman demands the coordinates. And she's starting off with one of her little spells to get rid of these machines, I guess. And Poison Ivy, I guess that's, I'm not really sure if that's Poison Ivy or not. If somebody knows, maybe leave it in the in the comment section for me. But she opens up a little portal and sends all these little creatures to hell. And she says, "Don't do this again, Doctor. I'll be watching." Well, she's calling her Dr. Poison. It's got to be Poison Ivy. And here's the opening page, which is in every Absolute Wonder Woman. Kelly Thompson. This is career-defining work she's doing. Definitely. And back to the Huron. This is like her home base that she built. And she's gathering herbs and stuff and odd stuff to make her spells, because she's like kind of a witch. So she's getting ready to go to this maze. Man, this always with the panels. They just work, though. This guy's got a bright future ahead of him, man. I can't wait to see what he does after this. Actually, I need to look up and see what he's done in the past, if he's done anything good. So, they're getting ready, and she opens one of her spells up and makes a portal and just literally walks into the maze. And here's a flashback. There's always a lot of flashbacks to when she was a little girl on the aisle in hell. She says, I tells her mom, "I'm having dreams." And she says, "The pretty lady you told me to watch out for came to me in my dream." She says, "Which one?" And she says, "She had antlers and a bloody face." She says, "Artemis, it's too soon." She said to meet her outside at dawn. And she goes, "I think today." And her mom's nervous. "I'll teach it to you later. Go wash up. I'll make you something to eat. Put on your best clothes and boots. She's going to meet a goddess." And she's so happy. Okay, and she's got all her little creatures from hell that follow her around. But the mother's worried. She says it's much too soon. Back to the maze. Great panel. Wow, that's crazy. Walk right through it and it closes up right behind her. So she leaves her marks around so she'll know how to get back to where she started, which is smart when you're in a maze. She goes, "Already the smell is alarming. Oh, the terrible, terrible things I have smelled." I guess in hell, things probably smell funny. The stuff that's not on fire. Dr. Poison baited her hook well, and Steve's concerns are well-founded. The doctor certainly has ulterior motives, but I could not help feeling she was telling the truth. And I'm rarely wrong about that. So much for the loneliness and despair of the maze. It seems we will skip directly to the violence by He-Cat. Is that how you say that? He-Cat? And she's peering through a hole in the wall. And there is a Minotaur fighting a bunch of fishmen, which are pretty cool. And he literally just tears one in half. So she's got one of her lassos. Now what does she have? I think she's got 3 different lassos instead of just the one in the regular universe. Another great panel, head to head. She goes, "This will either bring him to his knees or prove his innocence." She says, "Apologies, I don't know what this is, but you have my axe, or perhaps my lasso will do." "What do we fight for, friend? Our lives are something more." She says, "More. They want Petra." Petra? Murderers. A siren nearly dead, but a siren nonetheless. That's Petra. Now, I guess the sirens are like those creatures that the old folk tales of the sea that would lure sailors to their death with their songs. entice them to their death. They would hit the rocks in the waters, in the oceans. Oh, that great panel here. Does a good job of making it like a dark, dingy maze. So they beat up all the fishmen, and the other ones are too scared. You have had but a taste of the lasso, but it cries out for your sin. Let it taste more. Come closer, I beg of you. Sometimes the speech does the heavy lifting. So she helps the Minotaur and get his friend Petra back. And they're walking and talking. Thank you for your assistance, stranger. Diana, she says. And his name is Ferdinand. We can be certain we have lost them. I have a place they have yet to find. How long have you been here? And the Minotaur says, I've always been here. She goes, I'm sorry. But when you don't know any different, I guess it's not that bad. And she asks him, have you ever seen an Amazon? She says, some say Clea is an Amazon, though I have no evidence of it other than her strength. The monster was taking control of the maze, the woman who hunts Petra. It's not Clea. It's Queen Clea. So is this or is this not an Amazon? We don't know. But then you have always had a disrespectful tongue. Ferdinand, after I've grown weary of your screams, will cut it out so I never have to think of you again. And Diana, sees right away that's no Amazon. Next issue, The Pit. Another great issue, man. Every single issue I've liked. Every single one. Love this series. My favorite series that's out running right now. Check it out if you haven't seen it or read it. It's definitely worth it. So, all right. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.